Hey guys, Loam02, currently getting ready to play another game against Stash 86, and we're going to be playing with Saltai Oath this time. So what do I think of this hand? This hand is interesting. I'm going to keep this hand because in the dark I think I would on Ponder plus Mana Drain. Knowing the matchup, I don't think this is a good hand though. But there's always game 2s and 3s. So my opponent's on a ramp style deck. Let me go ahead and turn down moto noises for a second. Okay, creeping a tar pit. I am going to take the 1 damage here and ponder, acknowledging that this is going to leave down shields next turn unless I can find another blue source that comes into play untapped. Ideally blue-green, so tropical or a fetch that can find tropical or breeding pool will be the best things to find here. Although, even if we mana drain, we don't really have direction on where we're going from there to win the game, because Dragon's Breath is a dead card in hand. It's ideally you want that thing in your graveyard or your library, not in your hand pretty much ever. I believe the card can be cast off of our singleton Forbidden Orchard. So the way the deck functions, and I put a couple videos up on this deck, and it's been slowly mutating, and I've been building it, kind of tracking its progression. And the way it works is it's an Oath of Druids deck. It plays 2 creatures in total. Plays Runescarred Demon and Emrakul of the Aeon's Torn. And obviously, Oath of Druids, not having creature cards, you want your opponent to have creature cards, and once you get Oath in play, then you're able to tutor up one of those 2, and either one tends to be very good. I don't run Gristlebrand in this deck because I tend to think that Runescarred's a little better, actually, because you tend to be behind. It's a very quintessential control deck in that you play your hardest turns 1 through 4. And then if you can get to there pretty stable, then you tend to be in an okay shape. The issue I have with this hand is it really doesn't control the board whatsoever. It has some permission. It has some hand disruption, but not pointed hand disruption. And it really doesn't have a lot of tutors to get after our way to win. However, Sylvan Scrying, could find something beneficial to us. If we find 1/2 of the Dark Depths combo, we do have that combo in here, and that could very easily win against green decks. Then again, this is also more of a Ponza style deck. Quick pause, guys. We'll wait for our opponent to react to our suspended ponder on the stack right now. Okie doke, guys, back. Oh, no problems, man. I know stuff comes up. It's going to be Drown Catacomb, Miscalc, and then Trop on top. Nope, I'm not going to shuffle here. Now, the hope is he doesn't resolve something, like Raphellos on turn 2. Hopefully it's just a much easier mana dork to deal with, or one that doesn't ramp him too far. If it's Raphellos, we're in a little more trouble. Yeah, this thing's fine. Naya mana. Interesting. Well, I think here we're kind of obliged to leave up the mana drain. This is one of those matchups too, like where he's playing like a lot of like dorky elves, where like Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale would be pretty cool. So there's a couple ways I've like looked at this deck. So I put Oath into a Loam shell, but I also wonder, because you buy so many more slots when you only have to run 2 creatures, if this could be like a 5-color Oath deck that is basically a lands deck. So this deck already runs Fast Bomb, but like it's a 5-color lands deck that can either combo through Oath or combo through like a lands kill. This deck does run Glacial Chasm, because that card combos extremely well with Oath, because, like I said, you're taking a beating in the early game, and you generally just want to buy time. Alright, opponent appears also, again, to be taking a significant amount of time on this turn. So we're drawing an untapped land next turn, Drown Catacomb. Well, I'm going to go on a quick pause here, guys, while our opponent considers their options, and then we'll be back momentarily. Alright, opponent's played a land and appears to be casting something. Well, I'm not going to mana drain that. I'm actually just going to miscalc it. Because if I can miscalc right now, it just seems to make the most sense. Interestingly enough, they went for the Cephalid Coliseum. I would think they'd want to leave that in play, but I don't know that. We'll get it for 1 here. I think we're just going to Raven's Crime here. Knock their hand size down a little bit. And what's the best draw in the deck? Well, probably Oath of Druids. Okay, Nissa's Pilgrimage. Well, we cannot do this again, so I'm just going to pass it back. Next turn we can with the Snow-Covered Swamp. May even want to do that. Interesting. Loam would also not be a bad draw, although we have yet to find any fetch lands. So, there is that. Sylvan Scrying really doesn't do much on its own. It's 1/2 of a 2-card combo, essentially. If you get Dark Depths or Thespian Stage, obviously you can find it. It's also, valid for finding Wasteland. If you already have Loam Recursion on and you just want to get the Wasteland. Intuition would be another very good draw. Sylvan Library. Well, when Modal lets me respond, I'm going to counter this. This card I will counter. They may play a threat out here, and that would be what it is. But I think, yeah, that's fine. A bunch of dorks is okay by me. I don't think that's the end of the world. Okie doke. Well, at this point, I'm going to get their last card. It was a forest. Well, that's not great. I am going to go for the throat. Their druid. And I guess I'm going to Sylvan Scry here. Another option is just to get Teleria West, because it can turn into anything. Let's consider this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for Thespian Stage here. And actually now we're at 7 cards, so we could... Actually, it may even make sense here just to Cephalid Coliseum. I really don't need Dragon's Breath, and if I find, a 2-card combo, a Loam, or an Oath, or something like that... Alright, Quest, what does this do? Just gets you a bunch of lands? Yeah, okay. That's cool. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's an interesting card, but I don't think it threatens me that much. Oh. Well, or we could just draw it. Yeah. Well, there's no chance I'm discarding this. I will probably utilize the Dragon's Breath. I'm sorry, I'll utilize the Cephalid Coliseum to ditch the Dragon's Breath on my opponent's end step. So, Oath was obviously a very good draw. Probably one of the best draws in the deck. Now, if our opponent draws like an artifact or enchantment removal card, that would be extremely bad for us. Our hope is that they just attack and then pass it back to us. And if they do, then I feel pretty good. Nothing. Well, I am in a Cephalid Coliseum here, and I'm going to do this on myself. I will discard this, and this, I believe. And the cool thing is, alright, yep. So I'm going to find something here. Alright, Rune-Scarred Demon. And luckily we did not hit any of our combo pieces. What do we find here? Probably just light from the loam. Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit, actually. Alright. Yawgmoth's Wheel doesn't really do anything. Yeah, light from the loam seems to make the most sense to me. Or crop rotation, actually. Yeah, let's do that. I'm actually not going to do that. And we have perfect mana to pull this off on their end step, so with the crop rotation. So crop rotation makes the most sense because we can just win next turn. It's not assured that we're going to have our opponent play another creature into our Oath, because it's obviously dubious. We did not find the creature we wanted to. We wanted to find Emrakul and just eat all their permanents up. And we couldn't have done this on our own turn because it's converted mana cost for Dragon's Breath, so we couldn't have hasted the 20/20 to kill them. But 26 damage should be enough. I don't think there's a lot of ways they can gain. I guess they have Primal Command in their deck. We've seen that before. So that could gain them some life, but I don't think their go-to play is going to be to cast Primal Command to gain 7 here. I think if anything, they'll probably try to bounce the Oath and possibly shuffle. Possibly try to bounce the Thespian stage because they know I went for something. But in response, if they try to bounce the Thespian stage, I'll just make our crop rotate, which seems good enough to me. I could also crop rotate into... Yeah, I guess I have 2 lines here. I could crop rotate into a Forbidden Orchard to get the Emrakul out of the deck, but Emrakul could very well be the last card in our deck. So if Emrakul is the last card in our deck, we lose. Whereas... Okie doke. Yep. Quest counter. And Dark Depths. Yeah, if Emrakul is the last card in our deck, then we could just lose this way. So, I think this makes the most sense. And unless they have, like, a flash reach creature, I think 26 damage is going to be enough. And if not, worst case, we could... No, actually we couldn't. We could not use the Expedition map and find the Forbidden Orchard to keep them from finding a creature off Oath. So, okay, now it just works. Alright, so, I do kind of like Drop of Honey. I do kind of like this. Dark Blast is interesting, but I don't think necessary. So we've shown them Oath. They're going to be playing creatures, so I don't think Beast Within is per se necessary. And Swan Song seems a little meh to me. I actually do like this card. Do we need Will? Yeah, I think I want to leave Will, and Will is just extremely powerful. Maybe we cut Scroll Rack. And let's go with this. That opener definitely came together, because the opener was kind of like I said, I think if I had known the matchup, which, I mean, I did, but, I didn't want to act like I knew it because I was kind of playtesting the deck. I don't think I would have kept that because it didn't have any board impacting cards, and it was on the draw, and didn't have, a combo win either. So, despite that, we're able to draw out of it and find the Oath and just win off of Oath, which is what Oath does. This is actually a more landed deck than the previous one we were playing, the Scapeshift deck. Obviously, it doesn't get after mana as quickly as that deck does, but it plays more like a lands deck. It's a little more... this is probably more of a control deck. It's more on the control scale than the other deck, despite it being an Oath deck, which most people look at Oath and think, oh, it's a combo card. Well, that's one way of looking at it. I tend to look at Oath as just a 2-mana moat. Oftentimes when you're playing Oath, you can be playing from behind, and whatever you're getting with it is just a means of winning. not really the ends per se. Okay, well, with Tainted Pact, I think this is keepable. And it's got a lot of disruption. So we'll probably just lead on the island here, I think. No turn 1 mana dork. Cool. Language is a solid pickup. Just going to play a non-wastelandable land. Probably second that with Bloodstained Mire. Alright, do you have like a Rofellos or something horrible like that? No, this card's fine. Well, I certainly have a lot of tutors. Kind of do want to just get, yeah, that's not happening. I'm going to get a Bayou with this, I think. Just going to remand this. I love this art, by the way. I'm going to pull it up real fast. I know some people are not art geeks like I am. I do enjoy good art. This art is lovely. Yeah. Very cool art by Rebecca Glei. Actually, I love a lot of her art. Bitter Blossom is also very cool. Very nice art. Alright, well, we're going to play with our food a bit here. I'd probably just Mystical Tutor for Demonic Tutor, right? Language the board this next turn. Well, actually, wait. No, I'm going to have to. Yeah, we go for DT, I think. Or we could just Mana Drain this thing. So if we Mana Drain it... Yeah, that actually works too. So I think what we end up doing here... Growth Spasm. You know, that's funny to me. I think what I'm going to end up doing here is just Mana Draining this. That'll give me enough mana to do it all. So I'm going to find this. Tutor for a tutor here. Big question is, do I want to Tainted Pact right now? What can I find? I don't have a Pact of Negation. I don't have Daze in the deck. Force of Will does not do me any good here. Nope. I think I'm just going to pass it. If they go for the Piper, cool. I'll just go into my creature. I'll get into my massive creature threat and hopefully win from that. Although after I do find it... Oh, that sucks. But that's a card that can be played against us. Now we need Yogwill. Yogwill will be good. Good Languish here, but I don't think I'm going to do that quite yet. I don't mind taking some beats. That's a good one. And actually, if they cast out the Piper next turn, I may just draw 3 and then Languish on the following turn and leave up Tainted Pact. Yogwill is 1 win now. The other win is we just go into a lands win. Oath doesn't always have to work. It's obviously very nice when it does, but eh. Wonder if this deck also may want like Pulse of Marasa to get Oath back. I don't know. But we're about to cast Ancestral Recall, albeit for 5, which is no slouch for sure. And 1 second, guys. Quick pause while our opponent debates what they're doing, and I gotta go grab something real fast. Alright, guys, back. Oh, I guess we're still waiting for my opponent. Well, I don't know what else there's to say about this hand, so Mystic Confluence is kind of where we're leaning right now on their turns. We assume they're going to cast a Piper. If they cast something else, we may counter it. I mean, if it's something that's worthy of being countered. Tainted Pact, I don't know. I've been like on and off about the card. I think I'm going to cut it. But we'll see. Obviously, right now we appear to be at resource parity. We're not really. I have probably a 3-for-1 answer in the form of Languish and a 3-for-1 on Mystical Confluence. And then, realistically, whatever I want off Tainted Pact. Yeah, the hope is they just bang in for 3. And then attempt to cast something here. Attempt to cast a creature card. If it's a Planeswalker, we will likely counter it. Yeah, maybe this deck does want like just a Regrowth. Regrowth would be interesting in this deck. This may be a deck for Regrowth, actually. I think I like Regrowth a little more than Pulse, too. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm actually kind of liking the idea. Well, they have 6 mana available to them. It looks like they're going to cast something huge. What does this do? I'm going to counter that. I'm going to counter it and draw 2 cards. Feels pretty good. Okay, another way of finding Oath. This is only instant, right? Yeah. Could hymn them. Oh, no. Never mind. I'm silly. So the right play is for Merchant Scroll into Intuition, which we'll do on the following turn. Or will we? Do we want them to extend? If they cast like a bomb creature or like a Planeswalker, I kind of want to have Leak Up, or at a minimum Tainted Pact to find like Force of Will or something like that, or I don't know. Yeah, we're at 79 cards and they're at 87. The tutors are doing their job, that's for sure. Tainted Pact, like I was saying, though, just may not be good enough. You know, another interesting one would be Bring to Light. Or, yeah, Bring to Light's actually interesting. It's a lot of mana, though, for something that doesn't win on the spot. Which in this case is Oath. I guess you could find Loam, too, though. What is this? Destroy target land. If it lands was legendary, its controller sacrifices another land. Well, I'm kind of attached to my lands, man. I'm going to save my land here. Keep the land for the future. They still have a Piper in hand. Wonder why they're not casting that. They probably want to play around Wrath, my assumption is. That was a cool pickup. Alright, so Intuition. And intuition will find Loam here. And we still have counterspell up. Seems good. So we're going to go Loam route here. I mean, Elvish Piper has kind of run its course. The Bow of Nihilea. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'd probably put a +1/+1 counter on one of these two things. Hard telling which. But we'll intuition here. Yep, that's fine. So, now we could also get Yawgmoth's Will, which is interesting. I don't know. I don't think I need to win that way. So, I think what we end up doing here is getting life from the Loam. Wherever that may be. If I can find the damn thing. There it is. Dark Depths. And Thespian Stage. Okay. Could have gone with a Raven's Crime package, but typically speaking, that's going to be a Wasteland style package as well, like Wasteland, Raven's Crime, Loam. And against a monochromatic deck, that does not feel very good. I mean, given it'd be nice to like force them off their top deck, but on 6 lands, they're bound to top deck decently well. I'd like to say. We're gonna kill their creatures off next turn. Okay, so we get the stage. Well, the only way this is really bad is, I was going to say, if we hit, like, Emrakul, that would be abysmal. We'll get our 3 lands here. Probably not going to continue to recurse Loam. And then we will blow up the board and leave up counter magic. Once Moto catches up. And Languish will happen. And now they need to have an answer to our land. But we have the Loam engine online, and that feels pretty good. Yeah, with Yawg Will in the deck plus Intuition, Regrowth is probably correct. Maybe even Nauseous Revival. Nah, that may be a bit much. But it could be that we want, like... Yeah, because, if we put, like, Pulse of Marasa and, like, Regrowth in the deck, that's a lot of, like, Regrowth effects. But we could utilize Intuition at that point to tutor for... Yeah, okay. We figured that was a possibility. That's not happening. Nope. Draw an actual card. And now, basically, we just need to leave up Tainted Pact to counter anything, and we've got a 20/20. The opponent can gain 3 life, though, which is not irrelevant. It means they'll stay alive for an extra turn. Alright, well, it has reach as well. Cool. Not many ways that green can deal with a 20/20 indestructible. They can turn it into a forest. That's one way. Nope. Well, Force of Will was on top of the deck. Go figure. So they have to gain life this turn, but then they can plus up their Dwinin. Or, yeah, Dwinin. Yep. And then when they go to put the counter on it, I will Tainted Pact for something. Tainted Pact for a kill spell, more than likely. So we have Go for the Throat in the deck. Yes, we do. Suppose there is a possibility that we get extremely unlucky. There are duplicate cards in this deck. Okay, so you gain 1 life. I will take the damage. Unless you're going to plus it. Okay, at this point we will go for a Tainted Pact. And this could fail. No. 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 As cool as that is, no. This does the trick, right? So let's just double check the graveyard. Yeah, it does. So we have Glacial Chasm in the deck. Yeah, that'll work. Nope. Pardon me, guys. Sometimes you just need a fog. I am going to pick this up. Now we cannot hit the Emrakul, as it is out of the deck. And in case there's some way they can stop this, I will Life from the Loam back. Likely the Glacial Chasm plus the Dark Depths Thespian Stage combo. Okay, and we get there. So, we're right, there was no way they were probably going to stop that at instant speed. So, Oath. You know, pretty cool deck. I don't know. I don't think it's quite there. I think there's some more building to be done in it. And like I said, I think there's a creative line that involves taking it more towards a lands-based deck. You know, controlling through the use of its lands, like Tabernacle at Pendrail Vale. Possibly there's even, like, you know, a 5-color, like, Scapeshift Oath deck, which would be very sweet. I don't know. You know, I haven't finished exploring it yet. But I think it's very cool, and I hope you guys kind of enjoyed, you know, my look at this deck, because I think Oath is going to be a deck that eventually gets figured out in the 100-card format, you know, and in certain metas is gonna very much so thrive. I do think the Scapeshift deck that I've got right now is a little more well-developed, and I kind of tend to think it's better positioned right now. But both decks are very cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed this short video series on Sultai Oath in the 100-card format. All right, take care now, guys.